What's up? I'm just in here real quick getting set up for the show at 9. Appreciate anybody who tuning in, tapping in with me out there on Twitch, out there on TikTok, all of the above. Hey, shout out to IG. Hey, shout out to Kiana Invest Diesel. Appreciate you for tuning in. I'm just getting set up real quick. Y'all get ready with me. It's 2K. I'm back on 2K 2 days. Oh yeah. Stayed in there the whole time too. I ain't trying to have to take too long. Load up or nothing. Get that play.
Chegg's expert-supported AI explanations go beyond giving you the answer, actually breaking your problems down step by step. AI shy? We hear you. We created Chegg's AI solutions using our very own database of
There we go. Trying to figure out if I want to play if I want to play some NBA games or how I want to do this thing. Because I really just want to walk around in the game. Sounds boring, but it's exciting to me, to be honest. I like the little gym style that they got on this thing. Oh, they got my frame right there. Yeah, got my frame back. Let's see if I can bring it up just a little bit. Alright, what else I got over here? Mustache. Oh, there it is. That's the screen I've been looking for. There we go. Ain't too bad. If you ask me. Rearrange it just a little bit more. Appreciate anybody out there that's tuned in right now. Whether it be TikTok, whether it be Instagram or Facebook. Thank you for watching with me. Some of these edits that I'm making, y'all can't see them, but they there. get this lined up. That box that I put in there. If you watch it on Instagram, it's a different layout. So trying to get y'all right over there. When I set up these new themes, I usually don't go through the process like right online, but I think it's something about those get ready with me videos that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? And this is the gamer version of that. Like I can do all of this offline, but why not? There we go. I want that to stop showing my cursor. Let's see. Everything is lined up pretty good. I like that. Let me look at it on my phone. You probably can't see me. Like if you're watching from Instagram on your phone or something, you probably can't see me. I'm down there like in a little box or something. Look at that. Maybe my other source right there. I'll leave it sitting right here. Music attribution. Alright. Something is showing my cursor. One of these sources. There it is. I found it. Appreciate you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining in right now. I'm still getting set up, getting ready. Full expansion pack here in a couple minutes. But like I was saying, this is the get ready with me version of that. Hey, that ain't bad. I like how I set that up. Yeah, y'all tune in with me. I'll make sure I share it. So I wonder if I can watch my own live video from my phone, because I'm streaming on the computer. Let's see. Hey, I can. Hey, what's good, Coco? Media Coco. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, this just me getting set up for my show right now. We ain't live just yet on the show, but the topic for today is mental health. It's Mental Health Thursdays. I ain't really digested the tagline or cooked up the tagline for it today, but it's always Mental Health Thursday. We always talking about a mental health related topic. As you can see, I got my 2K pulled up. I gotta go hit the gym. Shout out to so if you still out there, while I got you, October next month, I'm still waiting on that next issue. If you want to tell me about or drop in my box and tell me about anything you got coming up that you want me to promote, I got you. Just let me know. Any topics you want me to talk about, just let me know. I'm right here. Alright, so I gotta get my vest on. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get my vest on. Dang. All right, hold on. Let me get you some audio. Thanks for telling me that. Hold on. Hey, so thanks for telling me that. If you can hear me now. And thanks for always tuning in, too. Hey, so thanks for telling me that. Let me send her a message. All right. Now let me go back. All right, there we go. Cool. So yeah. So if you can hear me now, if you ever, if you come back in there, Coco, yeah. Hey, thank you so much. This is definitely a passion of mine. So seeing the recognition is like, it's beautiful. Thank you so much. All right. So let me finish getting my vest on. Um, since I got my game up and whatnot, I'm gonna play y'all some of yesterday's. Try to get y'all some of yesterday's episode up. Let me see what I got here. Y'all can listen to that in the background. Oh, there you go, right there. Oh, that's the pre-show. All right. Yeah, check this out.
But of course, I also had a huge weight of expectation because it wasn't just my careers teacher, it was all of my teachers. It were many of my friends, and the message they were telling me was that Jamie, cycling is just a dream. And dreams rarely pay the bills, and dreams rarely take you places. And I started to feel this real anxiety. And what I started to think about was choice of what am I going to do. But what I also started to realize was that actually maybe I didn't have a choice at all. And I'm not sure if you understand what I'm saying, but because of the environment that I'd grown up in on this housing commission estate, I knew almost no kids who had gone on to university. There were maybe 400 or 500 kids in the neighborhood where I grew up. There were only 1 or 2 of them who had gone to university. None of my brothers and sisters had that chance. So I started to feel that actually, you know what, I don't have a choice at all. And a few weeks before my 18th birthday, I moved to Melbourne. And I started university, and I said goodbye to my European dream. And what did I do for the next 20 years? Well, for the next 20 years, I worked really hard. Because, you know, one of the things I learned as a young, ambitious sportsman was that it was about discipline, it was about focus. So I worked really, really hard. And there was another reason I worked hard, because when I went to there was maybe 1 in 10 kids who were like me. You know, most of those kids were from private schools and privileged backgrounds. And you know what? I hated those kids. Yeah, and I wanted to be better than them. Now, I didn't quite know what I wanted to be though, because, you know, I grew up in a neighborhood where everyone was a blue-collar worker. So I looked around at university and I looked at the guys, who's making money? And the guys I saw were these professors actually. They didn't dress like the other professors. They wore suits and ties, and they drove fancy cars, and they made a lot of money. And those professors were the business school professors. So I said, I'm going to be one of them. So I worked really hard. So after my undergraduate scholarship, I went on and I got a graduate scholarship. And in fact, by the time I was 29 years old, it took me 10 years, I was working at one of the top graduate management schools in the world. I was living in London. And what did I do when I got to London? I worked really hard. And in fact, for 10 years, I got promoted, I got encouraged. And this is what happens. You know, when you're a high performer, when you're an achiever, the doors open in front of you. So I kept working. And by the time I was 39 years old, I was there.
Food for work.
I published in the world's top journals. I was working at one of the best business schools in the world. I was traveling the world. I was making more money than I ever imagined would be possible in my life. And I was also desperately unhappy. And in fact, that's who I was. And I'm not sure, you know, what you see in this face, but what I saw in the mirror every single day was tiredness. Because I was really tired. I'd been working and working. This took a long time. This was 20 years as a journey. And I'd worked and I'd worked, and I'd you know, put sleep aside, and I'd put hobbies aside, and I'd worked really hard to get there. So I was tired. And do you know what else I was? I was arrogant. Because to survive in that environment, that egotistical, hierarchical environment, I'd become a bit of an asshole. Because you have to be, right? You have to be, you know, sometimes in these environments. So that's what I'd become. So I was tired, you know, I was arrogant, and I was unhealthy. You know, here's a guy who's been a sportsman. It's not like I was really fat, but I was soft. I was soft, you know, and the other thing, the other thing was that I wasn't alone anymore. You know, I'd been on this journey for 20 years, but actually along the way, I'd met a wonderful woman. We got married, and by this time, I had 3 children. And although I was this big success in my career, I wasn't a good husband, and I wasn't being a good father because I was so obsessed with this thing that I thought was success. And there's a wonderful quote by Lao Tzu, the Chinese philosopher. And Lao Tzu says, if you keep heading in the same direction, you're likely to get where you are going.
Yes, sir.
And the fact was, I didn't like where I was going. But there was a problem, because I also had to realize that, you know, for this 20 years that I've been this high achiever, this high performer, everyone's been telling me it's about you. It's about your success and about what you can do with your life. And you know what I started to understand? It wasn't about me at all. It was about us. because it was about me and my wife and my kids and what we actually wanted from our life.
Sometimes we get
So in
focused
2009,
situations in our lives that we don't
I
know
sat with
which
my
way
wife,
is-
Annemie,
which way is up.
and we took a
Exactly.
sheet of paper and a bottle of wine. I think it was 2,
Exactly.
actually.
Remember, look how far away from a
And
cyclist he
we
is.
drew a picture, and what we did is we drew a picture about what success meant for us. And in fact, what was on that picture was love, actually. It was a relationship, because with all this hard work and travel, we were missing romance as a couple. But also, I was not being a good dad. You know, I remember reading bedtime stories to my kids, and I would skip bits because I had stuff to do. And you know what? If you do that with an 8-year-old kid, they know. They've heard this story countless times. You know, I didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted to read stories to my kids and go on holidays with them and play Monopoly. And the other thing, of course, that Annemie and I wanted was just
Look how far
just
away
a
from
place.
cyclist.
You know, we'd been living in big cities and apartments and fancy places.
You wanted to
We
be
just
a
wanted a little
cyclist.
house with a garden somewhere near the forest or the lake where the kids could run and be free. That's how we grew up. Now, the career thing was a bit of a problem because, you know what? I didn't know what I wanted to do. You know, I was this big professor, but I hated 80% of my job. I was this international consultant. I was this management guru. I didn't like it, but I wasn't sure at that moment what I wanted to do. My wife, Annemie, she wanted to get back to work. And of course, in the bottom right corner of that picture, what was there? There was a little hand-drawn bicycle. Because that fire that I had inside me when I was 9 years old, that fire, it was still burning. I still had this dream. And I discovered this thing called the World Masters Games. Have you heard of it? It's an Olympics for old people like me.
Yes, sir. That's my
It's
guy.
every 4 years. It's an incredible organization, 23 different sports. In 2009, it was in Sydney. The next one was coming in Torino in 2013.
I gotta
And I
get
said
out
to
there
my
for that.
wife, I'm going to go. And guys, I don't know if you've ever had that look from your wife, you know, and you know what? I was terrified because what I realized was that picture did not fit with the job I had. So a few days later, I went into that prestigious school and I resigned my job. And that was a terrifying experience because I had to confront fear. Fear that it's all going to go away, the financial security. Fear
I feel you.
that I'm going to
Oh
lose
my
the status,
gosh.
you know, this
Appreciate y'all
professional
for
title and all
tuning
that
in.
stuff.
Speaking
But
my
Annemie
life.
and I said,
Thanks
you
for
know what?
getting
That
ready
doesn't
with
matter.
me. It's about
We
8:30
need to
now.
find our way.
The topic for
So
today
what I did
is going to be
tried to find
mental
that
health,
path. We tried
as
to find
usual,
it.
for our Mental Health Thursdays.
And it was hard. You know, for the first
So-
2 years I was on that path, I was afraid. I
Right,
earned
man.
almost nothing. You know, when I got back on my bicycle and I started to train again, that took time. I fell down, I broke bones. But every single time Annemie and I experienced a setback or a heartache,
So,
we
yeah,
said,
we
that's the picture.
Talking about
And we
mental
kept
health
getting
today
towards
on
it.
Expansion Pack.
And on the 8th of
I'm still
August
just
in
getting ready.
2013,
Thanks
I
for tuning
stood
in
on
to the little
start line
pre-show.
of the World Masters
Everybody out
in
there.
Torino.
That's my guy.
And I can't tell you how this felt.
Yes, sir.
Because I dreamed about this moment since I was 9 years old.
Yes, sir.
Hey, appreciate you, Ian, for stopping through. Woody, let me
Hold on,
shout out
y'all.
some of these names on TikTok. Here you go. Woody for joining in. It's gonna get
Alright.
funny.
Yes, that just did something to my soul to see him standing in that uniform.
Gibby wife.
Yes,
And
sir.
Gibby's
I
wife,
was not
thank you for
there
joining.
alone.
Thank you for joining.
Because in
These
Torino
names about to get real
were my
funny. I'm gonna
3
keep saying.
beautiful children and then the most
See
amazing
who else I
wife.
get up in here.
And as I stood on the start
I
line,
got Gibby's wife
getting
right
ready to be
now.
marshaled, you know, onto the race, my little girl Hannah pushed her way through the marshals and she came up to me and she took my hand. And I will never ever forget what she said. Because she took my hand and she said, "Papa, it's okay if you don't win."
Yes, sir.
And you know what? She was completely right. Because being there in Torino was not about winning a bike race. Being there in Torino was about the journey. And you know what? We'd had the courage. We had this belief that we could make something. And at that moment, when my little girl held my hand in Torino, I realized that every single thing that Annemie and I had drawn on that picture 4 years before was starting to fall into place.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I was a different person. I was a writer, I was a speaker, I wasn't a professor anymore, but I was a husband. I think
Yes, sir.
I'd become a good dad, and I was a cyclist again.
That's my guy.
And, oh yeah, the other
How
thing that
that
Anna
feel?
said was, watch out for those guys.
Yeah, 'cause they ready to mold or something.
And you know, I love this picture because have a look at their faces. Those guys are there to
They
win.
ready to mold
Look
or
at
something.
me. I'm smiling like a monkey, you know, I'm all happy and everything. Because this was just amazing, you know. And that race, you know, was
Yes,
9
sir.
laps on an 8-kilometer circuit through Park Valentino, the streets of Turin. It was 9 laps of pain. And every single lap, I looked down and there were 3 little children, and they were screaming. There was a beautiful Belgian woman wrapped in an Australian flag, and she was cheering me on.
Man,
And every single time we went around that circuit, we went up Mount Cappuccini. Mount Cappuccini was a 1-kilometer.
just in this moment, I realized that is what the movie "Which Way Is Up" with Richard Pryor was really about.
Juice Man, appreciate you
Sometimes
for joining.
movies that
Appreciate
we
you
watched
for
as a
joining.
kid, we couldn't imagine what the storyline was telling us. Exactly. That's why I'm all on all this nostalgic stuff, because I'm like, we was learning this stuff. Somebody already learned it, and maybe they was telling us. And now that you got that understanding, you start to scroll through all of the books and the old pages of the people that came before you, and look at the walls of the temples, you know. Oh man, that's beautiful. All right.
with an 18% gradient. And I'd been trained to put my body over that mountain every single day for 4 years. And every single time we went over the mountain, I looked behind me and there were 20 more guys gone. There were 20 more guys gone. And what you see here is 2 laps to go. And you see that guy at the back with the white and the green sleeves? That's me. And at that moment, a crazy thing started to go through my head. I could win. But I didn't win. That was an incredible Czech cyclist. I didn't get second because that was an Italian, but I did come home with a bronze medal.
Word.
And this is my medal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm holding out for mine too, bruh. I'm holding out for mine.
And, you know,
Oh,
I
man.
carry this with me everywhere. But
That's the change
you know
for your
what?
life.
And I guess this is the message I want to leave for you.
All right.
Is it's fantastic. You know, success is great, and shooting for the moon is great. But out there in the
Hey,
universe,
Dakota Platinum,
there are
thank
a
you for
lot of
joining.
moons.
Thank you for joining.
So
Hope you
just
stick
make
around, give me a
sure
follow or
that
something.
the moon,
You know?
Oh no. The moon.
everywhere. But you know what? And I guess this is the message I want to leave for you. Is it's fantastic. You know, success is great, and shooting for the moon is great. But out there in the universe, there are a lot of moons.
Thank
So
you for
just
joining.
make
User
sure
9060808393257.
is your
Appreciate
own.
you for joining. Appreciate you for
Thank
joining.
you very much.
Thank you.
That's my guy. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna get us another video up here. Just let me finish this workout. All right. So the message there is, your heart will lead you to where you want to be. It's your heart, right? You can't follow somebody else's heart strings or dreams of what they want to do. And you know, I'm gonna say this. Let me give a clear picture of this thing right here.
Appreciate you, Sean
So-
P. Sean SP.
There
24
has
for
been
joining. Thank you.
a robbery that has taken place of the entire society, civilization, culture, whichever part you want to put the description on. And that robbery was of our intentions for our own life here on this planet. Imagine,
Hey, thank you, Jacob, for joining.
I mean,
Appreciate you
but-
for joining. Thank you.
just imagine.
We just getting ready for our show at
You
9.
have
Well, getting ready for my show at 9.
Expansion
It's
Pack.
called
Thank you, the 49 Problems for joining.
saying,
Appreciate you,
hey,
appreciate you, appreciate
hey,
you.
hey, every
Just
day
getting
you
ready
get
for
up,
my
hey,
show at 9
come do
o'clock.
this. Hey, come
I'm
do
sitting
this.
here
Hey,
looking at some 2K. I ain't
and
playing it right now.
it's not that
I'm
you
supposed to be
can't do it.
in the gym. Let me go hit
You
my court
just
so I don't lag out.
you're not connected
Appreciate
to
you,
it. You
the
don't
love
know
cam.
what
They
it
love
is.
cam.
You
Thank
don't
you for
know
joining.
how to
Thank you for
get
joining.
to it. And then everything else says, hey, dog, you don't even have time to do it. And so, in a sense, you're robbed, but the robbery is done by yourself if it takes too long for you to realize it. Um, yeah. On this planet, we should actually just be doing what it is that we are called to do.
Appreciate you,
Instead,
Chris
we have a
Preston, for joining.
diversion
Chris Preston, too,
called
for joining.
survival. And it seems like we can't. The plateau of survival just keeps. Race for survival just keeps going and going and going and going. Cause sure, I got a house and I don't have to worry about the weather raining down on me today, and storms and wild animals. But I need a bigger house.
Appreciate you, Lee, for joining. Thanks for joining.
And then
We just
eventually
getting ready
I
for
need
my show
your whole
at 9 o'clock.
country.
We
I
got
need
about
your house,
10 minutes.
and so on and so forth. We living in a new age, a new time that I've never been here before, and so I could say it's new. But let's just hope that it's a good one, because
Appreciate you.
if you want
slash
to do
slash
what you
slash
want to do,
nine
please let my man do
joining.
what he want to do, and we can probably all possibly get to a better day. Now, with that being said, that's why my man's had to switch from being the professor in the business school teacher, or sorry if I'm messing that up,
Thank you,
to
Jacob.
being the
Urbano
cyclist.
726
He
for
started
joining.
off wanting
Jacob
to be a
Urbano
cyclist.
726 for joining.
Now he's here, able to
Just getting
speak
set up
on
for
a
my show.
TED talk about being a cyclist. All right, so let me see something. This
Appreciate you,
one-
Twinkle, for joining. Thanks for joining. Just getting set up for my show right
But I
now. You
do
can chill.
wanna-
This is the pre-show. I'll be back on at 9.
Type this in. Let's see what they give us. I want to give us something completely. It's going to seem completely off.
Are you
But just
struggling in your
listen up.
calculus class? Do you have a hard time understanding your instructor?
Appreciate you, Chris
You wish
Kirkland, for joining. Thank you for joining.
So in English, when you say I'm down for it, it means that you want to do something. If we were living in an earlier time where we were allowed to go out, and if my brother called and said, "Do you want to go out for dinner tonight?" I could respond by saying, "Yeah, I'm down for it. I think I could go out for a good burger and maybe some fries. I'm definitely down for it." So in English, when you say I'm down for it, it means basically yes. If someone was to say to me, "Do you want to go out and see a movie this Friday night?" If maybe my friends said that, and if we weren't all in self-isolation, I would say, "Yes, I'm totally down for it. I could really use an evening out and a little bit of distraction. A movie would be great. I'm down for it." So, pretty simple phrase. I'm not sure what it comes from, but it could be from the time when people would write their name down if they wanted to do something. So you could say, "I'm down for it." It's slang, but it is very common. Here's how English is weird though. If my brother called and asked if I wanted to go out for dinner, I could say, "Yes, I'm up for it." So the phrase
my
"I'm down
mans.
for it" and "I'm up for it" mean exactly the same thing. So if my brother said, "Hey, do you want to go to a restaurant tonight and have a meal?" I would say, "Sure, I'm up for it. I'm totally up for it." Kind of a weird language, isn't it? So, "Do you want to go see a movie tonight?" You could say,
down.
"Yes, I'm down for it." Or you could say, "Yes, I'm up for it." Either way, you're saying the same thing, and you're agreeing to do what the person is asking. Anyways, I'm up for going out and I'm down for going out, but I can't yet. We are still in Canada being told to stay home, so
Yes,
that's
sir.
what we're going to
Thank
do.
you,
Yes,
sir.
Anyways,
Josh.
Bob the
Yes,
Canadian here,
my guy.
and you're learning English with me, and I hope you're
joining.
having a good day. By the way, I do have a new video up on my other
All right, so look, check it out. The reason I wanted to play that is to kind of cut the message in half. Well, cut the message down to something simpler for us to understand. It's both, people. It's always going to be both. But in this sense,
with navigating our lives, you want to go up at some point. You want to go up, or at least progress towards what it is that you want in life. So let me get something else. That's just to break it up for us real quick. All right. It's a whole bunch of videos that I have that I want to play, but I don't want to keep hitting the same people over and over. I want to give some other people a chance to speak on this thing. Let's see what Matthew McConaughey has to say. That's my guy.
The sooner that we become less impressed with our life, with our accomplishments, with our career, with whatever that prospect is in front of us, the sooner we become less impressed and more involved with that and these things, the sooner we get a whole lot better. Life's not easy. Life is not easy. It is not. Don't try to make it that way. Life's not fair. It never was. It isn't now, and it won't ever be. Do not fall into the trap, the entitlement trap, of feeling like you're a victim. You are not. Get over it and get on with it. And yes, most things are more rewarding when you break a sweat to get them. Give others and yourself more credit. It just happened. You witnessed it. You just did it. Believe it. Happiness is an emotional response to an outcome. If I win, I will be happy. If I don't, I won't. It's an if-then, cause and effect, quid pro quo standard that we cannot sustain because we immediately raise it every time we attain it. You see, happiness demands a certain outcome. It is result reliant. And I say if happiness is what you're after, then you're going to be let down frequently, and you're going to be unhappy much of your time.
Good
Joy,
shot,
though,
boy.
joy is a different thing. It's something else. Joy is not a choice. It's not a response to some result. It's a constant. Joy is the feeling that we have from doing what we are fashioned to do, no matter the outcome. Joy is always in process. It's under construction. It is in constant approach, alive and well in the doing of what we're fashioned to do and enjoying. Define success for yourself. Money is king today. It's what makes the world go round. It is success. The more we have, the more successful we are, right? Now, I would argue that our cultural values have even been financialized. Humility is not in vogue anymore. It's too passive. It's a get rich quick on the internet, richest 15 minutes of fame world that we live in, and we see it every day. But we all want to succeed.
Appreciate y'all for stopping through, tuning in. I'm about to go ahead and cut this, and I will see y'all in a few minutes.
Is it more money? That's fine. I got nothing against money. Maybe it's a healthy family. Maybe it's a happy marriage. Maybe it's to help others, to be famous, to be spiritually
Be
sound.
back in a few.
Leave the world a little bit better place. Don't spend time with anything that antagonizes
There
your
you
character.
go.
Don't
Hold
drink
on,
the
I gotta run
Kool-Aid,
that back.
man. It tastes sweet, but you will get popularity contest.
Please
Be
let me
brave.
run that back, y'all.
Question. Now, your answer may change over time, and that's fine. But do yourself this favor. Whatever your answer is, don't choose anything that will jeopardize your soul. Prioritize who you are, who you want to be, and don't spend time with anything that antagonizes your character. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, man. It tastes sweet, but you will get cavities tomorrow, all right? Life is not a popularity contest.
Yes, sir.
Be brave, take the hill, but first answer that question, what's my hill?
Right.
So,
Yes, sir.
me, how do I define success for me, myself? Well, for me, it's a measurement of 5 things. We got fatherhood. We got being a good husband. We got my health, mind, body, and spirit. We got career, and we got friendships. These are what's important to me in my life right now. So I try to measure these 5 things each day. I check in with them. I like to see whether or not I'm in the debit
Okay.
section or the
The
credit
credit
section
se-
of each one.
Yes,
Am I
sir,
in
that's-
in the red or am I in the black? And I know that if I don't take care of them, if I don't keep up maintenance on them,
that.
one of them is going to get weak, man.
Yes, sir.
It's going to dip
Yes,
too
sir.
deep into the debit section. It's going to go bankrupt. It's going to get sick. So first, we have to define success for ourselves. And then we have to put in the work to maintain it. I know who I am. I know who I am. That's not the first step. The first step's usually, I know who I am not. Process of elimination. Defining ourselves by what we are not is the first step that leads us to